What's up YouTube, Mbuna Marcus here. As you can see in front of me, I have a nice large styrofoam box full of goodies. Just happened that I was out and about today and ran into a few items that I couldn't do without. And again, usually when I purchase something, I end up purchasing a bunch of things. Either I don't pull the trigger or I unload the whole barrel. So as you can see, I'm going to get right to it and we'll start with the first bag. What we have here is some Sagittaria. It's obviously not a fish, it's a plant. I'm going to put this into my planted aquarium downstairs. Real nice thick stems on it. Very hardy plant. And I figure it will do quite well in my 75 gallon. Second bag. I just have some, looks like common, maybe Florida crayfish. I wanted to pick up a few of these guys to clean up a couple of my bottom tanks, and I also want to use them for the intent to maybe introduce my large wolf cichlid downstairs onto live food. I want to get him onto some nice large market prawns and some a little more substantial. He's gotten to a point where the dry food doesn't seem to be filling him, so I thought maybe if I introduce some live food, you know, again, he never ever ate live fish, and he might even ignore the crayfish here, but typically anytime I've ever fed a crayfish to any of my large cichlids, even though they'd never seen one before, they knew exactly what it was. So I'll probably keep a couple for myself to clean a couple of the bottom tanks, but I might throw one of the crayfish in with my wolf and see how he goes. This bag, it's going to be hard to see, but I have 6 dwarf neon rainbows. Again, a real nice community fish. They don't necessarily school with each other, but they do hang out, and as they get larger, they'll develop some beautiful blue streaking on the top part of the body with an outline of nice red around the finnage. So beautiful little pickup. These ones were real cheap. They were $1.99 each, and I picked up 6 for $10. So again, it's one of those deals that I just couldn't live without, and like I said, down the road, once these are quarantined, you know, again, they'll probably go into my planted tank, but I'm thinking maybe to turn one of my 35s into another, you know, hardy, planted type community aquarium. So we'll see where these guys go in the months to come, but $10 for 6 of these guys, no brainer. So what do we have here? It looks like one of the two, they call these, they were listed as Protomalus fenestris, which I believe is a common name for this Protomalus species. I'm going to see if I can open up the bag so you guys can get a better look at them. But it might be a fish that I'm not going to be able to really identify until both that I picked up were males, kind of maybe mature out. So you can see, really nice, you know, looking fish, blue in the face, red in the fins, and possibly a lot of potential. So I'll look forward to these guys, you know, becoming fully mature and see where it goes. And then again, I can also identify them then too. Bag's leaking, so I'll throw it back into the styrofoam. Double bagged again. As you guys can see, I have a variety of Pleco in there. And what it is, it's a royal Pleco. Good size, probably around close to 6 inches. But again, for a lot of you guys, I do have probably 8 to 10 species of fancy Plecos. But again, because they never ever come out, I'm never able to shoot a video of them. So maybe I'll put them into one of the quarantine tanks, and before I put them into a display aquarium, I'll shoot a video of them. That way you guys can see how he turns out, and that way he doesn't disappear for a lifetime. So as you can see, that's really cool. These guys are the ones that have the teeth. And again, they're very common. There's a number of different royals, so I'll look forward to this guy settling in nicely. hard to see, but this is what they had labeled as like an OB full-born eye. Again, it's not a real full-born eye. It looks like it might be a hybrid. But the reason why I picked it up is that the OB markings are kind of blue. So if I'm able, or if I luck out, maybe you can see the blue when he was up into the camera there. But as they hit full maturity, those spots will become more and more luminescent. So I'm kind of hoping that this guy will turn out to be one of those really beautiful blueberry type OBs that, you know, you sometimes see in a video but never ever see in real life. But again, if he doesn't turn out that way, I'm sure he'll turn out to be a nice enough fish anyways. So again, it was just something that I picked up that I want to see how it turns out in the future. But again, either way, it will be a nice fish no matter what. I picked up 2 of these guys. So I'll go into the box here. Picked up a real nice OB Peacock. This was a fish that was actually in one of the retailers' display tanks. And it looked like they took down the display tank, so the fish that were in it became, you know, obviously now went for sale. So I figured my timing was real good today, because I had my eyes on this guy before. And obviously I'll do a nice species type video on him a little bit down the road, but again, he has a lot of nice deep orange reddish markings. Again, a very nice looking OB peacock. So as you can see, that's pretty sharp. Picked up something today that I've never ever seen. Actually, I think I read an article in one of the recent, I can't remember if it was Tropical Fish Hobbyist magazine, but it was some aquarium keeping magazine. And these are called lizard loaches. They almost kind of look like those hill stream type loaches, the butterflies. As you can see with the big pectorals, obviously come from fast moving water. But they do literally look like lizards. They're super cool. And again, super uncommon, or just again, never really available. So I have a perfect tank for these guys to see if they settle in and do fine, but obviously this will be a real nice fish to keep your eyes open for down the road when I'm shooting some videos. So yeah, really excited about them, and real nice pickup. See this bag here, I have 6 Celebes rainbows. Again, I'm not sure how you really say it. That's how I've always called them. So that's what that's what I refer them to as. So 6 of them. I think I have a little bit of a mixture of maybe a couple males and the rest females, but real nice size. They are a really decent price, and again, once they're quarantined, I think they'll make a real nice addition to my planted tank downstairs. Another one of those Protomalus finestris. We'll put them back in there also. Another one of those OB type full-born eye. And I have a bag here that I can't really make out as to what's in it. Feels like I'm missing something. Well, whatever it is, I'll get back to that part of the second part of the video. So let's start with the 20-gallon quarantine that I have the lizardfish in. As you can see, 2 of the 3 are kind of perched out on a rock. I believe that these fish are algae eaters. Again, I haven't really gone onto Google or read any literature on them. I'm just basing that on the way they look, and the body shape also looks like obviously they come from fast moving or quick moving water streams. Again, you know, very similar in resemblance to those hill stream loaches. But again, real cool looking. They definitely do look like little lizards. And you can see the rock that they're perched out on was covered in algae. About half the algae's gone. I'm not sure 100% if it was them that ate it or the royal pleco that they're sharing the quarantine tank with. But if you can also look up, you can see that they're sitting right underneath where the water is flowing into the aquarium. I kind of have the power filter, the water level a little bit lower, so that way when the power filter's water shoots back into the aquarium, it provides, some current at least for these guys. So they definitely do love current. And again, I believe that they like algae. I seen one of them grazing on the back wall of the aquarium. So I assume that he was looking for a bite to eat. And again, they're a little skinny. I wish that they were a little bit fatter. Again, whenever you're dealing with a newly introduced species or a new species that becomes popular in the hobby, as I believe these guys will, sometimes I think just the apprehension of owning something different sometimes kind of works out to their demise. So I'm hoping that again these guys are a little hardier than they may look, and that I can again supplement them on some dry food, maybe like an algae wafer, or again if they're slightly scavenger like, maybe some additional flake food, something that's easy for them to munch on. So other than that, they're sharing the tank with the Celebes Rainbow. As you can see, they're a beautiful little fish, and they make a wonderful addition to any planted aquarium. So I picked up 6 of them. They all seem to be doing quite well, other than the one that the guy bagged me with one eye. Full tank full of them, but scoops me the one that I didn't want. But other than that, they look pretty good. And then the royal pleco, kind of just sitting out underneath this little rock ledge. Again, I believe he was in stock for a while, so he should be happy and healthy and ready to go. Not too worried about him. So here's the dwarf neon rainbows. As you can see, with that nice blue iridescence throughout the body, and with the combination of the red fins, makes them very desirable. It's a small dwarf type rainbow, so they're excellent for smaller aquaria and planted tanks, and extremely peaceful, non-aggressive, and very hardy. So if you're a beginner and you want something a little different than maybe some starter tetras or danios and barbs, these make a real nice addition. And as you can see, they've all settled in and are doing very well. So here's the OB Fulborni. You can definitely tell that they're a hybrid. Definitely Fulborni in them, and possibly some variety of zebra. As you can see, nothing too spectacular about them yet. They're quite young and still have to hit maturity. But again, I just bought these fish based on speculation. You can definitely see some of the blue hue in the body. And now where did they go? There's the one. And I'm just hoping that as they mature, that blue hue becomes a little more predominant. So again, they're all right. Definitely, I think they're both males. And the males will be the ones that will develop the nice kind of iridescent or stronger bolded coloration. But again, we'll just see how they settle in. And obviously they're in my main Mbuna display. This is a few weeks actually after I purchased them. They're doing really well. They're all quarantined and very happy. So here's the last stop on the unboxing tour. This is actually follow-up 3 weeks after I did the first part of the unboxing video. I just got really caught up with work and wasn't able to update you guys immediately. And if anything, it's a little bit better because it's given these fish 3 to 4 weeks of full quarantine. And now I've introduced some of these fish into my established aquarium. So you can see this is my one OB that I picked up. Obviously showing mature coloration, but probably has another couple inches of growth in him. So even though he's looking fantastic, I'm looking forward to see possibly what his full potential will be. And he's also sharing the tank with here which is that Protomalus species. I mentioned it wrong before. I called it Fenestris, but it's actually Fenestratus. But again, I think I'm wrong on all fronts. You know, definitely a Protomalus species, but I'm still working on identifying it. It looks like it could be potentially like an Imperial Steveni, but the body is extremely elongated. It's going to take some fattening up probably, really, to determine what he is. Again, he's probably around 4.5 inches in length, starting to develop some of the maturity colors. But this species will probably get up to about, 8 to 10 inches, when it's fully mature. So still has a ways to go. But again, if anybody else can identify him, leave the name in the description. And again, once I do have him identified, I will definitely mention it in one of my follow-up videos. So other than that, as you can see, everybody's doing very well. And I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you.